Hey YouTube, it's Ember Honey Raven, the Big Fat Witch. How are you guys? I'm going au naturel. My friend Athena Beth Black, and she has a channel here on YouTube, and I will put a link in the down bar. She just put up a video where she was au naturel, and I thought, I'm gonna go ahead and do mine that way. Tonight is the super blood moon. The squirrels are playing. Sorry. Tonight is the super blood moon, and I'm really excited about it. And I normally, normally during a super moon, I'll do a ritual where I'm au naturel anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave my makeup off for today. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about the super moon and the change and things like that. Athena, in her video about how did she become a witch, kind of talked about going through some things in her life that really didn't work for her. So she turned toward the craft and toward spirituality and, kind of found her place. And that kind of has tied into, watching that video has really tied into some of the headspace I've been in lately. So I'm sorry, you guys, the light out here is really weird. Yes, I just did my hair, so, because I'm about to go to Vegas and I have to go with no roots showing. So, I've been in a really weird headspace for the last week or two. Not weird, just, normally I'm pretty bubbly and chipper and positive, and I'm still feeling positive, but I've got a lot of heavy themes running through my life right now, and one of those themes is putting up boundaries with people. And just so that we're all clear, because I don't want there to be any misinterpretation, I am not speaking of anyone on YouTube, nor any situation on YouTube, nor probably will I ever. I'm just not gonna, I don't want to do that. I've been experiencing a couple of situations with family members, friends, things like that, people we have relationships with over the last, well, I was going to say few weeks, but no, there's a couple of situations that I've been dealing with for years. And in one particular situation, I am dealing with a parent who is incredibly selfish and incredibly self-absorbed. And we have kind of, our relationship has kind of gotten into a, not necessarily negative state, but it's definitely stressful, because I'm finding that this parent doesn't have a lot of problem around taking from our parent-child relationship without giving back. And I'm finding myself emotionally and spiritually kind of pulling away from that relationship, and I've been having some guilt about it over the last, my guilt has really revved up in the last several weeks and several months, but over the last couple of years, it's really kind of been getting into, a space. We used to have a really, really tight, strong relationship, but I'm beginning to realize that a lot of that was because I was just a little bit too scared to own the fact that a lot of my emotional needs were not being met in that relationship. And you can be 40 years old and still have emotional needs from your parent. You still want them to be proud of you. You still want them to love you exactly as you are. You still want them to want good things for you. And I was telling myself for a long time that I really didn't have the right to expect anything from this parent, that they didn't owe me anything. And I think the reason I had that headspace a lot of times was because the relationship between us has always been one of, I don't owe you anything. Even when I was in school, there was this space created where I pretty much had to kind of take care of myself around a lot of things. Not just emotionally, but financially. It was one of those situations where when I graduated high school, I came home and said, hey, it's time to buy my cap and gown and yearbook, and it's going to be, $70. And they basically said, well, if you want that, you need to go and use your money, because I had a job. You need to pay for it. I didn't get a class ring. because they didn't want to pay for it. I didn't attend a lot of school functions because they just wouldn't help. And I think that they thought that they were teaching me responsibility, and maybe in a way that they were, and maybe teaching me to be independent, and I'm definitely independent, so I do appreciate that. But I think on a lot of levels, as a 15, 16, 17-year-old child, I think I wanted more support. Not just support financially, but I wanted them to support what I was going through and what I was trying to accomplish. And they always had a reason that they couldn't support me. They always had a reason with too tired from work, or I've been through this terrible divorce, so I'm tapped out, and they just kind of couldn't be there. So I let it go for a lot of years, and I really canonized. I made this person holy in my mind. And I realized that I had forgiven them for a lot of really shitty behavior. And I don't know, I'm 41 now, and I'm just not willing to do that anymore. I don't necessarily want conflict with them, but I'm just kind of past the point of enabling bad behavior. So the moral of all that is, I'm thinking about the supermoon, and I'm thinking about the fact that we don't have another supermoon for 18 years. And I will be taking full advantage of ritual tonight. I will be charging a lot of items. I will be charging, I have some oils that have gone through 6 full moon cycles. I'm actually going to do their final charge on this super blood moon. And then I will be opening my store, and those oils will be available for sale. It's something that I've been wanting to experiment with, and now's the time. I'll do that when I get back from Las Vegas, you guys. I have some other items that will be that I'll be using during the super blood moon, but a lot of it is going to be about cleansing and starting fresh for me in a lot of different areas. I've always been a fan of spiritual growth, and I think that I am in a period of spiritual growth right now. I am really learning how to set boundaries with behavior on a lot of different levels, and I'm also willing to set those boundaries with myself. I'm also able to say, wow, you have been a little too involved in this situation. It's time for you to pull back. Or you've been getting a little too irritated about that, and that has nothing to do with you, so pull back. Or you are having too many negative thoughts about XYZ, pull back. So I'm going to do a reset. I'm going to do a reset of some of my thought processes, and I'm going to be setting some new boundaries around some relationships that could be a little healthier. And I'm going to be moving forward with some projects that I have been kicking around for about a year now, and I have realized that it's time. I had a reading with Arwen while she was here at my home, and I talked about that in another video, and Arwen pretty much lined out for me what my process was going to be around certain things. She didn't know in detail what was on my mind, but you'll find with Arwen, she doesn't have to have a lot of detail. She's pretty talented at getting to the heart of the matter without you telling her. So, yeah, and this is part of me getting out of my comfort zone as well. I've got no makeup on camera, and my hair has been combed but not fixed, and you guys don't care, and neither do I. So here I am in all of my naked face glory. I hope you guys are going to be having beautiful ritual tonight and taking full advantage of the incredibly intense emotion and spirit that will be created out of this moon. And I hope that you all will feel peaceful and blessed and at one with the Great Mother. And I hope that we all will be understanding how very special the moon is this evening and how very special the change is going to be. We're going to be having a little bit of a mini watch party on Witchiversity. There's going to be some folks posting. I hope folks can go in and post a photo of whatever part of her that they can capture. And yeah, I've got my telescope out, and I've got my deck is like full of, I've got all my tarot cards out, all my crystals, my stones. I've got It's a squirrel. I've got 2 Ouija boards out. I've got my ritual jewelry out. Lots and lots of water. I've got some herbs out. I've got like, I'm going to have to move back into the house. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I love it when we have special moon. And, you know, it's really funny. I was thinking earlier today about, you know, making this video and talking about change and talking about resetting. And I was thinking, you know, it's kind of interesting to think about the full blood moon as the universe is kind of having her period. You know, don't mean to be gross, but, you know, it's when women menstruate, it is about cleansing the uterus and resetting the uterus so that it can give birth and be fertile and readying itself for new things. And so I'm thinking of this full blood moon as just that. I think that the universe is resetting in a way and cleansing itself in a way. So if you have any cleansing rituals or rituals you want to do for creativity, this would be an amazing time. Or if you're thinking of starting a new project and you're not sure about it, the moon tonight would be an amazing time for you to maybe do a meditation or a ritual or burn a candle, or maybe create some oils or waters around that for use in guiding you toward what you need to do. Because, again, there's not going to be another one like it for 18 years. So take advantage. Sorry for rambling, but that's really all I have to say. I always have these grand plans of making a 30 or 40-minute video and being as articulate as the wonderful and talented Kelly Maddox. I love listening to her. She is just the Four Queens for you guys that don't know. Kellyanne. For you guys that I'm sure everybody in the world watches her, but if you don't, you really should check out her channel. She's so smart and so talented, and she is, I don't know, she's just very, very talented at verbalizing ways in which people can think about themselves and their emotions, and I just appreciate the shit out of her. So, and I appreciate you, Athena. You don't know this yet, but you and I are going to be good friends. Maybe not right off the bat. Maybe right now we're just kind of orbiting, but we're going to be good friends. Yeah. So that's what I have to say for now. I have to go in and finish, or I should say start packing for Las Vegas. I've got some things thrown in the chair, but yeah, getting my hair today was part of it, and I've got to go get these fixed tomorrow and get my feet done and get all my clothes thrown in. And you guys may be interested to know, but I am actually going to be meeting up with Corbin in Las Vegas, and I will also be meeting up with Arwen in Las Vegas, and I will take lots of photos, and I'll try to take some videos. If you know, if I know Arwen will probably be down. We've been trying to do an interview with each other for a couple of weeks now, and we keep our time is in conflict. So maybe we can sit down while we're there and really do something, and maybe visit a couple of witchy shops in Las Vegas. And I think I got bit by something. Sorry. And I want to get maybe some dirt from the Hoover Dam area. There's a couple of different places I'm going to be visiting while I'm out there. I'll talk about that in another video. So anyway, until next time, many huge, wonderful blessings to you. Take full advantage of the moon, and feel free to make our video and talk about what you will be doing this evening, what ritual, what things you're charging, and happy super blood moon to you. Bye-bye.